Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about blending with colored pencils because it's very different from blending with graphite pencils. You need to use different methods, for example a blending stump or a soft tissue like you use to smoothen the graphite is of no use when blending colored pencils. I will go over blending techniques and methods so you can learn how to create beautiful colored pencil drawings. I'm going to use the Polychromos pencils and the Luminance pencils because I want to show you the difference. So let's go over paper first because using the right paper is important. The best paper to use for colored pencils is paper that has a bit of a tooth. I use Bristol vellum paper for my colored pencil drawings. By using paper with a bit of tooth, the colored pencil pigment will have a better grip on the surface and you will be able to add more layers. And adding a lot of layers is important with colored pencils. Here you can see the different color outcomes on different types of paper. The first one is Bristol smooth paper, the second is hot pressed watercolor paper, and the last one is Bristol vellum paper. You can try out different types of paper with your colored pencils to see which one you prefer because using the right paper can really make a difference. Now let's go over layering. When using colored pencils, you will blend the colors by adding layer after layer. While coloring, it's important to use light and consistent pressure because if you press too hard, you will flatten the texture of the paper and it won't be easy to add more layers. You will also need to keep your pencil pressure consistent and always make sure your tips are sharp enough when coloring a layer because it will make the colors look more realistic and it will also help create nice smooth blended layers. When it comes to layering, you need to keep in mind to color gently because you will build up the layers, maybe 3, 5 or even more, until you can't see the white of the paper showing through. Only when you're coloring your last layer you can color with medium to hard pressure. Otherwise you will keep on building up the layers with light pressure. If you want to get a smooth and glossy look, you'll have to keep adding layers until you're satisfied. Remember that coloring with colored pencils takes time because you have to add many layers, so you will need to be patient. Now, when you are coloring with your colored pencils, you can practice coloring with small strokes. When doing this, your wrist will rest on the table. Try not to move it too much while you color. And if you move your wrist a lot, your strokes will become longer and look more like pencil lines. So you want to avoid this if you want to create smooth layers. While coloring, I also keep turning the pencil because this will keep your tip sharper. If you don't turn the pencil or if you color with just the tip straight onto the paper, your tip will become dull in no time and you will need to keep sharpening your pencils. Now there are many coloring techniques. The ones I use the most are circulation and cross-hatching. Circulation is something I use a lot where the color needs to be smooth. You will color by moving your hand in tiny circular movements. And I use cross-hatching for bigger areas. It's a layering technique where you draw an area of lines all going in the same direction. Then to make it darker, you go over the area again with lines in another direction. And so on. Keep your lines close together if you want a smoother finish. Using medium to hard pressure on your last layer is called burnishing. When burnishing, you use medium to hard pressure to combine the layers and completely fill the tooth of the paper with color. By burnishing the last layer, you will get a very smooth and shiny color, but make sure you only do this with your last layer because it will be difficult to add more layers or details after burnishing. You can use white as a blender, but also for highlights. For example, if you want to create highlights, you can use white to lighten that area. And some brands of pencils are better than others. The luminance white is excellent because it's soft and opaque and it colors very well over other colors. Now, if you want to start improving your colored pencil drawings, just remember, using the right kind of paper, knowing how to layer your colors, and using the right shading techniques are important when creating your colored drawings. But most important of all is practice, practice, practice. If you would like to learn more about drawing with colored pencils, you can also join us in the membership. In the real-time drawing videos, you can follow my entire drawing process. While drawing, I think out loud, explain my techniques, and show you how to fix mistakes when they happen. You can read more details about the Artistic Journey membership below and join us today so you can start practicing. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any other videos. See you next time!